Hello, what it is audience. Today's video is going to be about Chinese live streaming factories. The good, the bad, the ugly, the sheer mimetic potential, and there's a little bit of government conspiracy sprinkled on top, so stay tuned. The first thing we're going to be talking about is this tweet. This tweet references Li Jiaqi, also known as the Lipstick King, one of the largest streamers in China. He's famous for trying on like 1,000 different lipsticks at once, and also well known for selling $1.9 billion worth of products within 12 hours. That's right, billion with a B. I think it said 250 million people were tuned into the live stream. And I start the video off with this to show just the sheer potential that live streaming and product integrations can have online. You could think of this as sort of a follow-up to another video I made about Mr. Beast and Quadeca. And, you know, when people crap on the livelihood of influencers, I will say China's live streaming e-commerce integrations are honestly far ahead of the US's, and the amount of businesses that have been built solely around monetizing this, it's really mind-blowing. It really takes the next layer of digital media monetization and showcases how this is, you know, where it's all heading. If you think about it, like close to $2 billion, that's like the ARR of many
Fortune 500
companies in the US. The fact that someone can clear that in 12 hours. Think about, you know, Mr. Beast doing a similar thing, or some of the streamers that have yet to even emerge out of the internet over the next decade here. But with that degree of influence comes potential consequences, which is actually what ended up happening to the Lipstick King. Is during a live stream, one of his staff members handed him a cake with a tank on it, and the Chinese censorship measures basically flagged it, took his live stream down. He disappeared for 3 months and returned actually quite recently, mid last year, and just nothing was said about it at all. These two instances of the Lipstick King kind of contrast each other rather beautifully because they showcase the monetary capabilities, but then also potential political impact or just mimetic messaging that can come from holding that many eyes and having cultivated that much sway. Now, the real reason I wanted to make this video is because I've been really fascinated by videos surfacing out of China of live streaming factories. There are these really haunting visuals of people looking at ring lights in rows. You know, I'll show you this TikTok where someone put some quotes from Revelations under it. Candidly, I'm fascinated by it, largely because I think this is the future of content in a lot of ways. And people who have been on TikTok over the past few years have seen how TikTok lives and just these constant repeating formats keep popping up. And all of these companies are dumping more and more money trying to compete with Twitch in the US. I view the businesses and business models emerging out of China as things we're likely going to see almost everywhere in the world, if not already, over the next few years here. After watching a handful of mini docs on this, I wanted to highlight a few interesting facts I found that I think are more telling about just the nature of the influencer industry right now and probably highlight the ugly of it. Starting off with the face filters and the focus on cuteness. This is not something exclusive to China. However, having worked on Douyin and just watching these docs, it's clear how much the face filters like Beauty Cam and Me Too, how much these apps aim to basically neotenize the face, make your eyes much bigger, kind of like make you look like a cute small animal. The focus in a lot of the verbiage of the CEOs in these docs talking about being as cute as possible and like hijacking attention through those means. Honestly, it's not a good look. I don't really know how else to put it other than it just is like something underlying a lot of the entertainment industry, the obsession with new and youth. The fashion world's been criticized for doing this for a very long time. It seems that social media and the internet is only like accelerating the propensity for people to try to monetize that, or at least think that that's the only way to lean into particular archetypes. In one of the documentaries, one of the CEO guys talks about how the average career span is 6 to 12 months, which I think is another kind of harrowing look at this industry, is that it is not something that's going to work for the vast majority of people. I think they said like the average income's like $1,500 a month, which, scaled to China might be different than, how it would work in the US, but Generally speaking, the reality of most of these content factories is that the majority of people are not making it. They're not, gonna walk away being like, I'm one of the few people who can make hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this every given month. Another interesting insight I saw come out of this was a quote about how using sex appeal tends to attract lower quality fans, and if that they brand people as more high class. An example I'll show right here, they're actually putting like fake books behind the person in order to make it seem like, they've read and they're very smart and cool. I think it highlights the beginning of how much thought is going to go into manufacturing creators like this, and already is. But honestly, I will say I feel like it kind of misses a lot of the bigger point for why particular influencers succeed, which oftentimes is not just micro optimizations. If you've been watching this channel, or you watch meme analysis, or you've been just critically consuming digital media, and you're beginning to notice particular patterns in archetypes of characters that keep recurring, and seeing that it's not always about like, are their eyes close enough together? It's more about the wider character or persona they inhabit within the internet. Be that a strong man, be that a super fast talking mercurial wizardly person, be that a Venus, be that a wise money dude that you need to be listening to. I have found an archetypal approach to creating successful influencers and creators tends to be far more effective than solely focusing on making minute optimizations based off of assumptions that a particular face is going to be the most beautiful. Nonetheless, I can understand this is what happens when you take business and you merge it with something that was initially sort of like a creative output for, people like Justin TV or, the most early live streaming people of the internet. All in all, I find the images coming out of these live streaming factories extremely compelling, and I am curious to see what we're going to see come out of just the entire world over the next 3 or 4 years here. It's clear this has been going on for at least a decade. I can only imagine where it's going to go, given how much money is being invested into TikTok Live right now and how influential Twitch is over the entire kind of internet culture at the moment. Some final notes I'll toss in are check out these 2 videos if you want to get a bit more of an in-depth look at how crazy TikTok Lives are, or you just want to learn more about these Douyin live streaming factories and how they work. As always, it is what it is. Have an awesome week.